slap it down. There's my trap, and then I go to the chest. I'm gonna bite down on that and drive it right to their stomach. Do that, and I can pull, and I can trap it. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on Hubud. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start off. I'm going to give you the basics on how Hubud works. Okay, the thing that a lot of people don't understand about Hubud, it is a exercise, a drill to develop attributes. Okay, so inside close quarter. So we're going to start off. Actually, go and put your knife away. We're going to show you guys knife, but we're going to start off by doing empty hand so that you guys have an understanding about how the mechanics of it start with. Okay, so when he feeds me a number 1 to the neck, I'm going to bring my hand in. Okay, this is not a block. So when he feeds me again, I'm actually redirecting it past my center line. I'm picking it up on the other side, and I do what they call toppy, okay, to slap. And then I feed it back to him, and he does the same exact thing. And so it kind of looks like this. So from the other side, okay, so from the other side, this is what it's going to look like. He feeds me a 1. When this comes in, all I'm doing is creating a structure here. The structure, as it touches me, it's a moving structure. I'm moving it out of my way, picking up using the other hand to pick it up. I'm wedging. This could go to the eyes. The first one could go to the eyes, but the second one could go to the eyes as well. I toppy, and I bring my hand back. I feed the number 1. He picks it up, does the same exact thing. So we're passing it just like this. Okay? So when the number 1 comes in, I pick it up. My hand wedges, I pass it, just like this, okay? And I toppy. I feed it back, he does the exact same thing. Okay? So the idea first is to learn how to redirect an energy. When you're feeding it to your partner, make sure you're feeding it right to the neck. So when it comes in, I'm just picking it up, I'm creating my elbow is going like this. See, it's creating an elbow position. See, and as it picks up, I'm redirecting it. The structure helps the attack from hitting you. Comes in, I pick it up, and I go to the other side. Now, notice how my hand is right here. Now this, anytime I attack, so the first one could be I could just go to his eyes here. Okay, if I was able to see it quick enough to respond. Okay. Then as the energy comes in, I pass it over, and this could shoot into his eyes, just like that if I wanted to, okay? And then I trap his arm, and this is where I would come in to attack, all right? But for training with a partner, you want to just practice. Now notice my hand kind of flips in, just like this, when the number 1 comes in. The reason why is because I'm trying to be more like bamboo. I kind of pick it up and allow the energy to come in, but I don't want to be rigid. I don't want to fight against that movement. I want to redirect their energy. If I fight against it, that sends a signal to them. Okay, it tells them this person's fighting against this. Instead, when it comes in, I want to just use their energy against them to create an opening to attack. Okay, so Hubud. So we're going through it. Now the full name of this is called Hubud Lubud, which means to tangle and to untangle. Okay? So that's the key to this. Now when I toppy, I slap to the center line. Just right here. So if I angle him this way and it comes in, I'm coming in, I'm passing, and I go and I slap to the center line. I want to trap his arm to create a new line of attack. Okay, so that's the first aspect to Hubud. Now, the other aspect to Hubud is an energy drill. Energy drills are to teach you how to redirect, feel energy, and learn how attacks take place inside of this close quarter range, which we call in the Filipino language, corto mano. Okay, so when it comes in, I'm learning in this range. This is a dangerous range. This is what I would call trapping range. I can hit him with both hands. I pass the energy, I trap, and I go back in. Okay, so that's part of it. So the next part is we're going to incorporate the knife. Okay, So the knife hand, we could start off with standard grip, which is sock grip. Okay, comes in with a number 1. I'm going to pass that energy just like this. I'm going to trap, and this is where the attack can take place. I can go here or here, wherever I would want to go. But with our partner, our job is to simply learn how to navigate. Then eventually, what will take place is, if I, for instance, attack at his line, one of his lines, he deals with it. Okay, and we go through it. Okay. So this is standard grip. Now, when we do standard grip Hubud with the single knife, I can pick it up. I can also use the puño of the weapon right here to hook, to attach, and to create an attack, a line of attack. Okay, those are many things you could do. So Hubud is an energy drill. Hubud is a attribute building drill that helps develop. Think of it as like an egg or a shell. The shell is empty. We fill it in with different drills, different attacks, different things like that from here. So that is how you do it with the standard grip. The other way would be with the reverse grip. Okay. So my reverse grip, we call this Pinnacle grip. We want to put our thumb on the back end of the knife. Okay. So when he comes in with a number 1, I'm picking up, I'm redirecting it. Now, don't allow the structure, if he keeps pushing, don't allow the structure don't let it fold in so it stabs me. Okay. I want to create this structure, but I want to make sure that structure is moving. So he gives me forward energy. I'm going to pass my personal center line, pick it up with the other knife, which is a snag. I'm going to snag it and bite in, and then I can trap it, and then I feed it back to me. Now, for safety reasons, we want to make sure when we do this that I'm pointing the knife down right here in this spot, not at his eyes or his mouth, because you don't want to break his teeth or poke him in the eye. So he's always feeding down low. I'm feeding down low with your partner. Make sure you develop. This exercise is great. Okay. These exercises, there's lots of different attacks you can do inside of here. I can cut there to his stomach. You see that? Okay. See that? I could cut him here. See that? I could go in and stab him right here. There's different ways. Later on, I'm just showing you the basics of Hubud right now, but later on what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you more. Okay, so we go back in, we pick it up, and we redirect it. That's the first idea to this. Okay, we don't want to block. Okay, if I block this hard enough, there's 2 things that can happen. One, I hit it so hard the knife comes out of his hand and it stabs me in the face or in the chest. The other thing that could happen is he could just cut me, or cut me like this, just straight down, cut across, boom, he can cut my arm. Go standard, same aspect here. If I block against the knife could go, I could block it hard, it could knock it out, and it would go into my face, because that's the direction where the knife's going. Or he can cut my arm. Boom, he just cuts my arm. Okay? So we don't want to use blocks. We want to use deflections, we want to use redirections. That's very important. Okay? We do not want to block against the knife, ever. We want to, in this case, we're redirecting. So when the attack comes in, I'm not going like this. I'm not blocking it. I am, when he goes, I'm creating a structure. This structure is 120 degrees. If you want to do degrees, you're 120 degrees. You pass it past center line. This knife hand could also cut at the arm. Then hook it. We go across a little bit more, and then I trap the arm, and I go back inside. Okay, does that make sense? I hope so. So we go in here. Okay, I'm trapping. Okay, so those are the two first ones that I want you to work on. Okay, so that's single knife. Now let's go back to empty hand real quick. We'll talk a little bit about sectors before we end this. Okay, so I want you to try to practice with empty hand. Okay, just getting the energy of it coming across, just like that. Now notice how my arm kind of wraps, because this could be an eye shot right here. You see that? He pushes the energy forward, and I pass it. I pick it up. This could go to his eyes. I trap, and I go in. See? Okay. Then the next part is each one of these movements, he gives me forward energy. I maintain the structure, 120 degrees. Now when I pick it up here, every time I do that, I'm actually creating a sector. I understand with his other hand he could punch in one of those sectors. I could do that one and I could trap if I wanted to. Okay, so if I Hubud and I create a sector right here, this sector right here, I understand he could punch in each one of those sectors. So if he comes in here and throws a punch, I can trap it and then do different things. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. I want you to just simply take it, and I want you to understand it and think about it when you're doing the exercise. Okay? So the other sector would be on the outside. So we could do that, and I could pull, and then I could trap it if I wanted to. All right? So those are the two sectors also inside of Hubud. All right? And so then we could also do it, for instance, if we had the knife. Okay? So we talk about the sectors on the knife. So when we do Hubud, we'll do standard grip actually first to stay in the. So this is the second one that I want you to practice, is standard grip inside the Hubud. Okay. So same thing. I go here. I maintain 120 degrees. He pushes the energy. I use the structure to pass it past center line. I pick it up with the other hand, just like this. Okay. Now same thing. We have two sectors. He could throw a punch here. I could hook it, and then I slap and stab and go to the neck. Or I go inside here, and he throws a punch on this side. I snag it with my puño arm. I can trap it, and then I stab. Those are the two sectors. Okay. So those are the things. Those are the two I want. I'll show you one more time, and we're gonna go to the next one. Okay. So when I go here, he throws a punch inside the sector. I hook it, I slap, and I stab. Okay. Then we go to the other one. So when I get here, he throws a punch here. I snag it here. I slap down and I stab. Now we go reverse grip. Okay, reverse grip. We call this Pinnacle grip. I come in. Now we have this ice pick grip. I want you to think about it as like an ice pick. I also think of it as if you ever seen anybody climb on ice or climb up mountains with those pickaxes. Okay, the pickaxe can drive deep and it holds on, and it's the same concept as the knife. Okay, it's like a pickaxe. So when I do the Hubud, every time I pass, I'm biting here, and then I'm slapping and redirecting. If it's double-sided, I would be cutting into it. If it's a lot of knives, you always want to make sure the blade is on this outside. But if you have the teeth on one side, you're also biting as well. Okay, I pull. As I pull, I rip the skin. Okay, then we go here, passes it. Okay, so now let's talk about that sector again. So I go to this position. When he throws a punch, I'm going to bite down on that and drive it right to their stomach. You see that? This hand will go into this sector, and then I stab to the heart. Okay, so one more time doing that one. When I go here, he throws the punch. I bite and go right to his bladder. I cut up and slap down and go to the chest. Now we'll go to the second sector inside of this. Okay, so I go here now. He throws the punch on this side. I bite it just like that. Notice my other hand is snagged behind his elbow. I ride my arm up. I slap down, and then there's the chest shot. Okay, one more time. So the sector's here, he throws the punch, boom. My arm goes behind the elbow, I bite down, I push down here, I slap it down, there's my trap, and then I go to the chest. So those are the two different ways to do sectoring with inside the empty hand, the standard grip, and the reverse grip. Hopefully you guys learned some things today from that. I look forward to showing you more. So remember that it's standard grip or reverse grip, okay, inside the Hubud. But you start off always learning how to do it with no knife. Then you do it with standard grip, then reverse grip. Then you have your two sectors of attacks that can take place from the rear hand, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments. Subscribe, like, and have a great day. Felt something change.
I thought I would.
That was a good recording too, man. I did pretty good on that.
Yeah. Oh, do you mean the explanation at the beginning?
Yeah,
the whole thing?